The clock on your nightstand glows 2:47 a.m., and sleep feels like a stranger. Your mind rehearses tomorrow's worries, while your heart carries today's wounds. In this sacred hour when the world sleeps but your soul stays vigilant, God meets you exactly where you are. He doesn't wait for you to have perfect faith or polished prayers. He simply waits for you to whisper his name. David knew this holy desperation. Picture the shepherd king, his reputation shredded by gossip, his motives twisted by enemies who once called him friend. Yet from this broken place comes Psalm 48 verses that transform midnight anxiety into morning peace. This isn't just ancient poetry. It's your personal invitation to discover rest that runs deeper than sleep. Answer me when I call, O God of my righteousness. David's cry pierces the darkness, raw and real. But notice the brilliant thread woven through his desperation. You have given me relief when I was in distress. Even in his deepest pain, David anchors his prayer in God's proven faithfulness. This is where supernatural peace begins, not in denying our present struggles, but in remembering God's past rescues. Your enemies may not wield swords, but they wound just the same. Perhaps it's the coworker who takes credit for your ideas, the family member who questions your choices, or the voice in your head that whispers you're not enough. David faced the same assault on his character, yet he discovered something that can revolutionize your darkest hour. The Lord has set apart the godly for himself. The Lord hears when I call to him. Let this truth settle into the tender places of your heart. You are not an afterthought in God's grand design. You are his chosen treasure, hand-picked and held close. When you whisper his name through tears, he doesn't just hear. He leans in. When you cry out in confusion, he doesn't turn away, he draws near. This is not religious theory. This is the heartbeat of heaven responding to yours. But David's wisdom cuts deeper still. Be angry and do not sin. Ponder in your own hearts on your beds and be silent. And when betrayal burns and injustice screams for revenge, God calls you to something revolutionary. The sacred pause, not the silence of suppression, but the holy hush where his voice can speak louder than your pain. In that divine quiet, anger transforms into understanding, hurt becomes healing, and chaos surrenders to his perfect peace. While skeptics demand proof and cynics ask, who will show us some good? The believer lifts weary eyes to pray, lift up the light of your face upon us, O Lord. You don't need to manufacture hope or fake optimism. You need only to invite the light of God's presence to illuminate your next step. His face turned toward you changes everything. The same face that spoke galaxies into existence now smiles upon you with tender affection. Then comes David's stunning declaration. You have put more joy in my heart than they have when their grain and wine abound. True joy isn't found in your Instagram metrics, your bank balance, or your performance reviews. It flows from one inexhaustible source, the pleasure of your heavenly Father. His delight in you creates a joy so deep that circumstances cannot drain it, so strong that trials cannot break it, so lasting that time cannot fade it. Finally, David arrives at the destination every restless heart seeks. In peace I will both lie down and sleep, for you alone, O Lord, make me dwell in safety. This isn't the peace of having everything figured out. It's the supernatural calm that floods your soul when you realize the one who never slumbers is watching over you. Peace isn't found in perfect circumstances. It's discovered in perfect surrender. Tonight, as you close your eyes, remember this. God doesn't promise your problems will vanish by morning, but he guarantees his presence will remain constant. The same God who held David through his darkest valleys now cradles your heart through yours. He sees every tear, hears every whisper, and holds every fear. In his hands, you are not just safe, you are treasured beyond measure. So let your prayer be David's prayer. Come to God with your questions and fears, your disappointments and dreams. Remember his faithfulness yesterday, trust his goodness today, and rest in his promises tomorrow. Let his joy fill every empty space, His peace calm every storm, and His love remind you that you are never, ever alone. In this sacred moment of surrender, discover what David found centuries ago: the God who hears when you call, who has chosen you as His beloved, and who alone can give you rest that the world cannot steal. Sleep well, precious one. Your Father in heaven is watching over you, and in His care, your soul can finally find the peace it has been seeking all along.